Hello and welcome back to Goodship. It's Jed, your trusted cruise ship travel guide, and today we're taking a look at the latest, greatest, and largest new ship from Carnival, the Carnival Jubilee. Having sailed on the Icon of the Seas only a few weeks before sailing on Carnival Jubilee, I couldn't help but make some comparisons between the two XL-sized ships. Both of these ships represent the latest offerings from their parent companies and are luring guests in with dazzling new features and attractions. Today, we're going to take a look at the different districts and zones found on board Jubilee, some of the activities and attractions, the ship's design, dining options, and finally, value for money. We'll also be seeing how Carnival Jubilee stacks up against her XL-size competitor. On paper, Icon of the Seas beats Jubilee in just about every category, but it's not quite as straightforward as it seems. Stick around to find out if Jubilee really is better than Icon of the Seas. One of the really great features found on board Jubilee are the 6 unique and immersive zones. Each zone features its own theme and attractions that really set them apart, and each one is a destination in its own right. These individual worlds include Grand Central, the Shores, Currents, Summer Landing, Lido, and the Ultimate Playground. What I loved about the zones on Jubilee was the high level of theming that has been included. For example, the Current zone has been designed to immerse guests in an underwater world. This part of Jubilee is a joy to be in because not only is it visually stunning, it's just a really fun space to surround yourself in. And speaking of fun, the Ultimate Playground is another fantastic zone on Carnival Jubilee that really lives up to the fun ship name. This part of the ship is full of bright colours and fun attractions for the whole family. Now, I have to give an honourable mention to the updated Lido zone. I found this part of the ship such an improvement over other ships in the fleet, especially with the new theming and poolside eats. I also really love that there's a huge abundance of sun lounges. The Lido area also gives you access to the adults only area, which has also been dramatically improved on this class of ship, with a large pool, plenty of shade, and lots of sun lounges too. Now, obviously, when we compare the zones found on Jubilee with the neighbourhoods on Icon of the Seas, there are some pretty big differences. Icon of the Seas neighbourhoods are on a truly grand scale because of the impressive size of the ship. And whilst the neighbourhoods on Icon are on a much larger scale, in terms of quality I would absolutely say both ships are almost on par. Where Icon edges ahead is the inclusion of the Surfside neighbourhood and the Aquadome precinct. Both of these venues have that extra wow factor and grand scale that Carnival Jubilee is lacking. Carnival really steps up the game when it comes to activities and attractions and absolutely gives Icon of the Seas a run for its money. The Ultimate Playground has a couple of star attractions like the Bolt Sea Coaster and the new Ropes Course. The Ropes Course features a flying fox over the side of the ship, and you can even walk the plank, which was truly terrifying, I can tell you that much. Carnival has really upped their game with these attractions on the XL class fleet. And the closest comparison to the Ropes Course on Icon of the Seas would be their new Crown's Edge, which was substantially smaller and also came at a cost. So it's pretty great that Carnival is offering a much improved experience at no extra cost. The Bolt Sea Coaster also finds its home on Carnival Jubilee and is the world's only roller coaster at sea. At first, I was a little apprehensive and thought the ride looked not so exciting from afar, but I had to find out for myself and decided to give the Bolt Sea Coaster a go. The ride is totally exhilarating and much more thrilling than you might expect. I honestly love the concept so much, and if you're sailing on Jubilee, you have to give it a go. There's also a substantial set of water slides at the Ultimate Playground, and whilst they are not at the scale of Thrill Island on Icon of the Seas, they are still a formidable set of water slides. I will say though, Icon of the Seas has a few tricks up its sleeve that put it a step ahead of Jubilee. With the inclusion of the ice skating rink, rock climbing and base camp areas, Icon does have a little bit of a competitive edge over Carnival Jubilee here. Nonetheless, Jubilee is jam-packed with more attractions than ever and is seriously not far behind Icon of the Seas. The difference in attractions is not great enough for me to really recommend Icon over Carnival Jubilee, if you ask me. Carnival Jubilee features a huge range of dining options that I was really impressed by. I personally loved the street eats options, which was found on the Lido deck. This was perfect for a poolside snack. And of course you have all of your Carnival favourites like Blue Iguana Cantina, Guy's Burger Joint, and Pizzeria del Capitan. Carnival does this really well, and the Jubilee is no exception to this rule. There's even a new international section in the buffet and Big Chicken as well. I was really impressed by all of the complimentary options included on Jubilee, and I was also really happy with the quality and variety that was available. It was in line with what you might expect on most Carnival cruises, but at a more elevated level in my opinion. Funnily enough, in comparison to Icon of the Seas, I didn't find too much of a difference when it comes to complimentary dining options. And in fact, I really preferred the buffet on Carnival Jubilee because it has a superior layout in comparison to Icon. There's plenty of private ocean view booths on Jubilee instead of the wide open cafeteria style on Icon of the Seas. Dining in the main dining room was a straightforward affair on Carnival Jubilee, and everything served in the main restaurant was at the standard I would expect on a Carnival cruise, if not better in most cases. In terms of quality, the dishes served were almost identical to what was offered in the main dining room on Icon of the Seas. I also really enjoyed the fact that our servers on Carnival Jubilee weren't constantly asking us to remember to score them highly in the post-cruise survey. On Icon of the Seas, the survey was brought up frequently and it became increasingly uncomfortable. I really feel for the staff, and it's unfortunate that they are pressured into a position where they feel the need to ask for high scores. That is precisely what happened on Icon of the Seas, and that is a big reason why I enjoyed my main dining room experience more on Carnival Jubilee. Design has taken a huge step forward for Carnival Jubilee, and it follows the successful formula found on Mardi Gras and Carnival Celebration. You can really feel that wow factor from the moment you step on board, as you're greeted by the impressive Grand Central lobby. This part of the ship is flooded with natural light from the 3-story high wall of glass. The design of Grand Central is oozing with Carnival personality, but not in that garish kind of way that the older Carnival ships had. Every part of the ship has been elevated with a really contemporary and fresh design. There's still plenty of that Carnival personality that we love, especially in the Currents area and Lido pool deck. Some of the interior is more like an upmarket hotel, and it would have you forgetting you were even on a Carnival branded cruise ship in the first place. I often laugh because I have seen Carnival cruise lines labelled as the Walmart of the seas online, but this couldn't be further from the truth, and it's truly a beautiful ship inside and out. It may also come as a surprise to you, because I actually prefer the interior design of Carnival Jubilee over Icon of the Seas. The Jubilee packs way more personality design-wise, and is just as well put together as Icon of the Seas. Icon of the Seas is a little bit more resort casual, and the large promenade still makes it feel a little bit like a shopping mall. There's only really one thing that I believe Icon does better than Jubilee, and that's the elevators. The lifts on Icon are massive and pretty fast as well. Disappointingly on Jubilee, they are tiny and un-air conditioned. I heard many guests make comments on this as well. The standard balcony on Jubilee has also been given a really fresh makeover with crisp whites and an ocean blue palette. There's plenty of storage and the addition of a new ring light around the mirror, which was so nice. The bathroom has also been rearranged, and whilst it is on the smaller side, it has been given a really nice and modern update. Goodbye to the plastic shower curtain. In comparison to the standard balcony room on Icon of the Seas, I would say that they are almost identical in size and design language. This is just another reason to consider Jubilee over Icon. Now, let's talk money, because I think value is a really big deal when it comes to choosing a holiday or vacation. Jubilee is pretty standard in terms of Carnival pricing. However, in my opinion, the Jubilee is now offering an experience that is substantially better than the rest of the Carnival fleet. The new ship has really raised the bar, and it's certainly an exciting time at Carnival as more XL class ships join the fleet. There's also not as many upcharges on Jubilee. For example, the daybeds and cabanas in the adult Serenity area are complimentary, whereas there are costs to rent daybeds on Icon of the Seas. This is also the same for the ropes course on Jubilee and Crown's Edge on Icon. Funnily enough, the ropes course is also so much better than Crown's Edge. And whilst Icon of the Seas is an awesome ship in its own right, you could sail back-to-back cruises on Jubilee for the same price as Icon of the Seas, or perhaps even upgrade your room to something a little bit nicer with the extra cash you would save on Jubilee. I personally don't find Icon of the Seas compelling enough to justify the huge fares Royal Caribbean are currently charging. Just take a look at these examples for a Western Caribbean cruise in August 2025. Icon of the Seas attracts more than double the fare for similar itineraries. If you ask me, I definitely prefer a back-to-back cruise on Jubilee, or I'd even upgrade my Carnival cruise with all of the extras like a drinks package and Wi-Fi. Don't get me wrong, Icon of the Seas is a truly iconic ship and I loved my cruise on her. But the Jubilee has really lifted the Carnival experience right up there with Royal Caribbean, and in some cases I would say the Jubilee is even better. As I mentioned earlier in my review, there were times where you could easily forget you were even on a Carnival ship because the experience has been elevated to such a high level. There's a lot to love on Carnival Jubilee, from the Bolt Sea Coaster to the incredible interiors. Carnival Jubilee is easily my favourite ship in the Carnival fleet, and personally, unless you're a die-hard Royal Caribbean fan or someone with a lot of cash to burn, I would be recommending you take a look at the Carnival Jubilee for your next vacation or holiday. Thank you so much for stopping by Goodship today. If you like this video, you can subscribe to become part of the Goodship community, or if you want, you can leave a like or comment. Also, head over to Instagram. You can follow me there as well, just by searching Goodship. Thank you so much once more. I really look forward to seeing you again in the very near future.